Hi everyone, Julie from Live for Art here. I've had great fun painting these letters, these alphabet letters, for my great nieces, who range from babies up to about 5 years old. So most of their bedrooms are all pink, which is not surprising for young girls, but I wanted to put in a darker colour just to help highlight some of the other beautiful pinky colours. So in this one I've used Paynes grey, I've used a bit of cinnamon, I've used everything in this one, haven't I? Seaweed, and the pinky colour is I think Ballet Slipper, and this is the golden peach, which is gorgeous. A bit of interference gold. Oh no, that's I have to work out what that one is. And then I think a little bit of the Paynes grey on top, just as a paint. So this first one, while it's actually looks great, it was really too dark for what I was looking for Harper. H is for Harper, and so I have redone this one later on in the video, as you'll see. I think that one that I wasn't sure of, I just realised now that is TLP Sequins, and so it can get a real purpley tone when it's on a darker colour, and I think that's what's happened here as well. So it was a little bit more purpley than what I wanted to. I decided to do squiggles just to, merge or do some of those ends. I've remembered to do those a bit earlier in the other videos. So I've mostly done blooms in this series, bloom blowing, but I have, off video, I have done a swipe, which looked really good and really highlighted some of the beautiful colours. So A is for Elby, and I don't know, she definitely knows she's got a very pink room, a really nice subtle pink colour, I think. So after my last effort, I still wanted to put in a little bit of something. So I've moved now to a pink paint base, which I think is Ballet Slipper, and that's Golden Peach. No, that one's Golden Peach. The other one must have still been the TLP Ballet Slipper. And so I'm using TLP Cinnamon here as the other colour of trying to get a little bit of something, some little bit of contrast in there. And then the interference gold on it as well. So I was really quite happy with the way that these colours turned out. And also the blooms. One of the things I've noticed as I've looked back at the video is I tend to have spun the blooms a little bit more than I needed to, and perhaps lost a little bit of the shape. I've actually cut out some of the spins and also the scraping. I have scraped the paint in between just so that it's not flinging off as much, just cleaned it up. And I've just cut that out to save time on the video. But this one looks gorgeous now it's finished. So C is for Kobe. And she's really just over 1. So I decided to, this is sister to Elby. So I've done a very similar colour base in terms of starting off with those, but I've decided instead of the cinnamon, I've put a little bit of the Sapphire in. The pigments are all TLP. That's the golden peach and the interference gold. So what I find with this one is that the Sapphire with some of the other pigments over it has really looks a little bit purplish, which is probably not a bad combination to go with these. So I've added an extra little bloom there. Probably could have even added another one, but I don't mind the squiggly lines either. again, when this is dry, some of those pinks just really gleam, and it looks great. It looks beautiful with the resin on. The other thing I should say is that quite a few of these you see I've taped up, so there's just a little bit over the edge that has paint and will have resin. There's a couple that I have let the paint run all the way down. I think it does work better with it just a little bit over the edge. It's hard to get a nice edge when the paint and resin go right down to the bottom. And you can also see some of the potential of the pigments there. I is for eyeliner. So this is, I think, the first one where I've decided to let the paint run down over the edge all the way. So it was easy enough to do with an eye. I've taped up the bottoms because they're going to stand, so I didn't want anything on that. So a little bit more work just making sure that all the paint's down and covering the edges. So I'm sticking with the Ballet Slipper paint base, Golden Peach. I think I'm going with the Sapphire again on this one, but maybe a slightly different order. I just love those bottom cells there with the white over the pink. They look terrific. Now this is one where I think it's really becomes obvious that I've overspun it out, probably more than I've really needed to. The top and the bottom one really stretch out. I did decide with this one that there was a bit too much space, and I would put another bloom in the middle. And you'll see the results at the end that this bloom has maintained itself much better than the others, because the others have been spun so much more. Here I am doing the H again, and I did do something a little different this time. Instead of putting the paint on the bottom, I've put it up under the cell activator, which, whilst that's a preferred way they talk about in terms of the SheleeArt bloom community, in this case I realised it was an opaque paint, and so it has looks great, but it's hidden some of the other pigments. I haven't got through those inner bloom areas. I haven't got the other pigments showing. It's just the pink paint that I've put on just underneath the cell activator. So again, there's choices all the way about how you're going to layer it and what order you're going to do and what the impact of that is. So we've still got some nice colours around the edges, but those inner parts of the bloom is just the subtle pink under the white, which you don't see as clearly. Say that the darker colour in this one is the TLP Seaweed, so it's a greeny gold colour, and I thought that would really suit the other aspects of this child's room. So there's a couple more that I did off camera, and I've used these same colours for her sister, which is the one on the left down the bottom there. It's gone now. Anyway, here I am resining. Just to show you quickly that process. This seems to be a very runny resin, so it's goes on and spreads around very easily. So here are the dried results. The resin really does pop the colours and the light reflecting from the pigments, and I'm really happy with the results. Here's the swiped one. So I'm looking forward to the girls opening these on Christmas Day. Anyway, I hope you enjoy that. If so, please like and subscribe. See you soon.